and breathe. But listen, guys, just obviously bring it back to that conversation about Edu. He has departed the club almost seemingly out of nowhere. The rumours are that it's potentially because he did want that CEO job that was obviously been taken up by Richard Garlick at the end of the season after Vinay announced his departure. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, and it looks likely to be the case, he is going to take up this role for the Marinakis Group, which is obviously the group that owns Nottingham Forest. They own Olympiacos out in Greece and Rio Ave in Portugal. And it's said that they would be tripling his wages as well. So, you know, fair play to him. If he's going to go and earn money, I completely understand it. But how disappointed, Charlene, are you to see him leave?
Do you know what? I am absolutely gutted when you sort of take into consideration, you know, the impact that he's had on this Arsenal team, you know, working closely with Mikel Arteta and everything that they've sort of done up until this point. Inter on the attack again.
Yeah,
Jeez,
they're beating our press way too easily. It's almost like they've got an extra man than us.
Charlene, as you were saying.
Yeah, you know, clearing out, you know, all of the previous players that's now moved on, as well as, you know, the recruitment that we've done. Edu's played a vital role in that. So it is a big disappointment, you know, to see him go. He's obviously part of the Invincible team and everything. But the timing of it is just insane, you know. There was talks, obviously, about him, you know, departing a few months ago. And then that all went a bit quiet. But the timing, you know, right before the January transfer window, for it to all happen all of a sudden is, it's, you know, quite concerning. But yeah, it's a big loss, I feel, especially Mikel Arteta has just signed a new contract as well. So yeah, absolutely gutted that he's going to be moving on. But, you know, it is what it is. We just have to take the situation for what it is and just keep pushing on and, you know, keep going for what it is that we set out to achieve this season.
And of course, you were saying in the Starting 11 show as well, this is not the only departure that we've seen from Arsenal recently. Obviously, you've got the likes of Jack Wilshere departing as the under-18s coach to go and join Norwich. The Jonas Eidevall, of course, has left the women's team. There seems to be a lot of changes going on at Arsenal.
So many changes, and there's, you know, another coach as well who also departed from working with the younger female team as well. So it does sort of raise some questions about what is going on behind closed doors, why so much of, you know, the coaching staff are leaving and moving on, which is, questions to be asked. You know, what is actually going on as to why they want to be moving on. The impact that it's obviously having on our players as well, which we're seeing in games that we know we should be going out there and putting out better performances and getting results. So it is quite alarming, and I guess time may tell, you know, as to what is going on there.
Of course, absolutely. And Lee, you know, obviously with it being such a big loss, what do you think this means for Mikel Arteta and the rest of the squad? Because Mikel and Edu, they work together quite closely in his role. Obviously, they're a crucial part of, you know, the scouting system and the way we, you know, talk to players and the players that we bring in. What do you think this means in that sense?
Very, very, very close to the players. Very, very close to the fans as well. He knew exactly how the fans were and everything like that, and he was good. He was good with the fans as well. If you ever met him at a game, he was always having photos with fans and engaged with them and all that. And the one thing that shocked me a little bit more was the timing of it all. Yep. But you know, I spoke to him in the summer, and his passion for Arsenal, you know, was as strong as mine. Well, I thought it was.
And do you think that comes from him obviously being, you know, an ex-player of the team?
Yeah, like really, like, you know, it was all about us. He was, you know, I used to say, I said to him, you know, you've done really well. Thanks for what you've done by, you know, bringing Declan Rice and the way we was playing and all that. And no, Lee, it's us. It's all of us. We all do it together. We're all a part of this team, and very, very passionate about Arsenal. You know, like it was like actually talking to a fan. Yeah, but with influence, you know what I mean? Like he had, like, you know, these things, and he would be talking to you, not out of term, but just the enthusiasm he would be about what the team and where the team was going. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't want to go into conspiracy theories and all that, because you just don't know. But after speaking to him, I thought, you know, he was really enthusiastic. The transfer window, I was led to believe was going to be better than what it was. I think something clearly happened there, because they went for Sterling in the end, but they had. So I don't know if that was something that led to someone falling out with whoever. I don't know if his fault, if they've fallen out or whatever. But I just think at the end of the day, I'm just, disappointed that he's gone. And you get the stupid people turning around and saying, "Oh, he's gone to leaving Arsenal to go to Nottingham Forest." No, he's not. He's going to a bigger
lot more
picture.
complex.
It's a lot,
than that,
of course it is. You know what I mean? But I get that when they're, want to have a dig at the Arsenal. But so from that point of view, he's disappointed. But listen, players. He left as a player for a bigger pay rise and an option when he went to Valencia. It is a job, and I think that sometimes you have to detach yourself from the fan thing. Like God bless him, Kevin, when he was at Arsenal, he had a decision to leave to better his career, which he did. Still a fan, but ultimately your career comes first. So from a career thing, you have to, I suppose, you have to take away that. The fan thing. I don't know, what I mean?
But absolutely, I think that's a very important thing to look at during this. Obviously, whilst we love him, I think he's a club legend. Of course, it is a job for them at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly
not
that.
Much room for sentiment when it comes to job, and obviously he's looking to get quite a lucrative pay rise if this is where he's looking to go. So you also have to look at that aspect as well.
Of course you do. Listen, when you go as a footballer, or you finish being a footballer and you decide to go, whether it's a pundit, you can go to management, or you can go into what he does and all that. Like, you want to be paid the best, and it's a career, isn't it?
Of course.
So you want to have a good career at that, So if you're at Sky Sports, you know what I mean. Like you want to go to the BBC afterwards or whatever, and to upgrade or whatever. Like, I don't know. It probably does happen. And as a footballer, listen, you always play at clubs that you love and enjoy, but something better comes off where you can win things, or better money, or better stadium, or I don't know. You make those decisions, and I think that with this one here, it's probably more business than with the head than the heart.
Of course, absolutely. We're going to give you guys a quick update of the game because, of course, there is still a game going on 10 minutes into the game now. Inter Milan have seen a lot more of the ball. They've currently seen 68% of the ball. And they've also had 3 shots, one actually coming off the crossbar. So, early chances from Inter Milan. So I'm hoping we can get some early chances of our own. But just to go back to the Edu situation, Tosin, let's get your thoughts on, the situation. And I want to start off by asking you this question, and I'll open it up to the rest of the panel as well. What legacy do you believe that Edu leaves behind at Arsenal?
He leaves behind a good legacy. I mean, he's been part of. People are going to say, "Oh yeah, no trophies, yada yada yada." Yeah, he came in, he won the FA Cup, but when he came in and won it was with a team that he didn't build with Arteta. But at the end of the day, he was there when we appointed Mikel. He's been there since the whole rebuild of the team. So, I mean, if anyone would have told any Gooner that we'd be in the position we're in now years ago, we probably would have laughed. So that tells you that speaks of the incredible work he's done. I think he leaves with a glowing reputation. I think in as much as he helped out Arsenal, I think Arsenal helped out him because we were basically like a way for him to demonstrate like what he can do. So I think he leaves with a good reputation. Obviously, it's bittersweet seeing him go, but at the end of the day, like you said, it's a job.
Of course.
I'm not going to be here crying, "Oh no, Edu." If you get him someone competent that's good enough to replace him, I don't mind.
Absolutely. Charlene, what legacy do you think he leaves at Arsenal?
I think Tosin said it really well, in terms of everything that he's done, like Tosin was saying as well, people always sort of ask about trophies, X, Y and Z, which, we're on the route to achieving. So he leaves a good legacy behind, and, we're thankful for everything that he's done, as well as, the relationship that he's had with the players and, all the recruiting and everything. So he leaves a really good legacy behind, as well as, everything he'd done as a player for Arsenal also.
Completely agree. Anyways, back to